Hi, I want to do go over the zyBook example. This is a zyBook. When you sign up for the course and obtain the code for the zyBook, and we will start with chapter 6 at our first chapter, but you can review the first 5 chapters and my tutorial video if you need help on or refresh the Python. So I click on function and I can go to, for example, 6.1 user defined function basic. So this is what the zyBook look like. It has basically instruction and then participation activity. In this participation activity, you could just watch the video on how this work and go through step by step. And once you complete this step, you will receive the participation activity for this particular session. And finally, the last step. So when you do the participation activity like this emulation, please follow them carefully and, and understand what they try to tell you. And if you have any question on these, again, ask the professor. Ask question. And then participation activity, after you do some of these reading the topic, it will have like a question, multiple choice question for the participating activity. You could answer the question and I just happen to be incorrect. If you do incorrect, read the question carefully and see why you choose the incorrect answer. In this case, only got 2 choices. You would probably just go ahead and do this and get correct answer. But remember what I said. Try to read the problem carefully and understand. Even when you get the correct answer, read why this is correct answer. We want to make sure you understand how the programming topic work. And then there will be more reading, more participation activity, more keyword, multiple choice question, and then you go to the place like channel activity. In this channel activity, it is a very short programming question. Print pattern, print 5 characters. So this function, print pattern, print 5 characters, as you can see here. Call print pattern twice to print 10 character example output. So what this try to tell you is they want to have an output that look something like this using call print pattern function. So your solution goes here, meaning you will write a program here. So in this case, I can call print pattern twice, because each one it will print one line of five character like this. So and then I can run this. It will tell you your output, testing with different character, your output, and the check mark mean is correct. And that's you finish this particular challenge activity. And then they will have another challenge activity. In this case, define print shape to print the below shape example output. So now, instead of calling the function, they want you to write the function. They want you to write a function called print shape. I'm not going to write it this time here, but you should know, for one thing, I will start maybe this. The function name is print shape. I'm going to put this in here, write your code here. So can you write the code to print 3 lines, each line with 3 asterisks? The print shape will print this output. How do you do this here? This is a function, so I did the function heading. Can you do this? Write the function code. And then let's do a lab activity. If you look at this example, there's many sessions for function, and then you come to the lab at the end. For this lab, I'm going to do different lab just so to show everybody how to zy work. So I'm going to do the one of the hidden one with the basic output with variables. And this is what the lab look like for all the lab. You have lab requirement. Please read it carefully to understand what they want you to do. And a lot of time they will have a sample. Given this input, this is your output. Your program need to meet the output. So let's do this together. So a variable like usernum can store a value like an integer. Extend the given program as indicated. Output the user input. So if I have a prompt say enter integer, I want to say 4 is what user enter here. This is what user enter. It will say you enter 4. So we want to show this. So let's do that here. So user num is the user input. So we want to say, and for this, I want to copy the. You do not want to say 4 here. Why? Because what happened if user enter different number? You will always say 4. In this case, you want to say user num. And let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see better. And zyBooks you are put in a develop mode, so you can run the program, and you can input your input here, say 4. You run the program, and your output will show here. Enter integer, 4 is here. You enter 4. This is your output. And you can go to submit mode and submit for grading. This is not completed yet. You will see that, hey, I got at least 2 right, but I did not get the other right because I have not completed the lab yet. But you see how this submission work. So let's correct the problem. Let's go back to develop mode so we can write the program. You should square the number, output the input square and cube. And they gave you the hint how to do that. And get the second user input into user num2, that's a variable user num2, and output the sum and product. The sum of the two number, user num, and the user num2, and the product of the two number. So again, this is the example. So let's make our program look output very similar. So we can say print. Let's see. We want to say 4 square is 16. Again, this is a user number. So using the variable user num, let's see, square is, and we can square the user number. And then 4, and then you say and user num, which is 4 in this case, cube is 60, not 64, that's a user num times user num times, and I should put a space in between to make it easier to read. And then we want to enter another integer. This is a prompt. And I could maybe copy this and make it as a user num2. Change the prompt, enter another integer. And then we want to say the sum of the, this is user num1. this is user num2, sum and product of the two number. So we can do user num, which is 4, plus let's see, user num2 is user num plus user num2. And finally, we want to so 4 times 5 is 20, which is user num here, times user num2 is user num times user num2. And because there's a 2 input, so you want to input 2 numbers in 2 different rows. So we will run the program and check your output. Does your output look similar to the example output here? It looked pretty good. So let's submit and submit for grading. Uh-oh. I think I make a mistake, because you can see you enter 4 square and 4 cube is 64. Did you see what happened? Did you see I forgot the 2 exponential point? Even though my output may look similar, but it's not exactly, I missed the exponential point. So let's add that. Then go back to develop mode and add the exponential point, and go back to submit mode and submit for grading again. Now we got 5 out of 5. One of the most common problem I see is the new line and spacing. Let me show you something here. If I put a space here, you enter colon space, and let's submit for grading. You will see one little space problem. Do you see that? I miss all of the answer. And it says right here. Take a look closely, everybody. Do you see? It says my answer have a space where it expected colon 1 space instead of two spaces. And the problem here is with the comma in print, it will add a space for you. So you do not want a space. And then I come here, I remove the space, and we submit for grading. You go from 0 out of 5 to 5 out of 5 just fixing 1 space in your program. So please pay attention to your program and the error that was flagged by zyBooks. It may be just a simple spacing problem. Okay? This is my example how to use zyBooks. We will do more example as we go through the courses. Thank you.